All right, your underlying Three of Cups. Okay, we'll see here. Now you're going to have 3 cards on your side, 3 on theirs, and we're going to see how they're bouncing off each other, what you're bringing into the relationship, where you're meeting in terms of the relationship, what that means later on, and then we're going to look at a total outcome here. But I do look at where each card is landing. You are bringing the Emperor. They are showing the Queen of Cups. All right. So for you with the Emperor, this is about, who has control here? Who has control over, what is happening within this relationship? Are you wanting to get control here? Or do you feel like you're in control of, what's happening with you? Now, the Queen of Cups on their side. General. So when it comes to court cards, right? Male or female, water sign, don't care. Sorry guys, that's my phone dying. They may be looking at you like you need to get control over your emotions, which is possible here. Or, you are looking at them that way. Let's see here. Where you are meeting in terms of the relationship, you are showing the Eight of Cups, they are showing Judgment. So if they can't get control over their emotions, I think some of you may be looking to move on from this with the Eight of Cups, but they are going back and reviewing the way that they're either viewing you or their own emotions here. But the thing is with the Three of Cups being the overall, I'm waiting here to see, but this is about, support, maybe needing to get back to a place where you're, friends, right? Which is possible, especially if there's a lot of writing on this emotionally for both of you. Now, what that means later, you are showing the Ten of Cups, they are showing the Nine of Cups. Nice. Let me pull the outcome here. The World, the King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Okay, and we'll clarify that. So, to me, this looks like you get to a point here where some things need to get under control for you, especially when it comes to, how you are feeling or how somebody else is feeling, especially if they're like out of whack, which is what I kind of feel like. If you're dealing with somebody who's overly emotional, whether they're male or female, you may be like, look, I don't have time for that, right? Like I don't have time to fix you. So they may be going back and kind of reflecting on how they have acted in this relationship, especially if they've been like overly emotional and possibly, a little bit overbearing. But you move into this place where, if they're reviewing things here, you're showing the Ten of Cups wanting to have that overall happiness, and they're showing the Nine of Cups. It's like they're going back and looking at, what they really wanted. And acting differently almost, and communicating that in a way that brings this situation kind of to a close here. And, again, support, right? With the King of Pentacles, you're talking about, and again, it doesn't matter to me who you're dealing with here. Male, female, earth, water, I don't give a shit. The King of Pentacles, though, being right in the middle of this, you're talking about, being dependable, being giving of your time and your resources, being supportive. But being practical about where things are headed. With the Knight of Swords on their side, there's definitely direct communication happening, but it's because they've become more clear on what they want, rather than freaking out on you in an emotional way. Okay? Now, with the Knight of Swords, though, because of the Eight of Cups being there, you may be looking at this going, I don't know if this is going to bring me the overall happiness that I want. Maybe I need to close this situation out. Or with the World, we could be talking about, an end to this chapter, so to speak here. It's them, I think, waiting on you to kind of feel that connection again before anything can get started back up. So let me just explain here. So I'm clarifying these two and looking at how they're bouncing off each other. Okay, so if we're talking about the World with the Knight of Swords, right? There is at some point going to be some communication about things being over with. It's over, right? And you're needing to go through the healing process and close the situation out. But, the thing is that they may be having a hard time moving on. You may consider here looking at starting over with them, which is possible here. but there's definitely going to be, some direct communication as far as not just what they want, but in terms of you, what you're expecting, right? Because there's some shit that needs to be moved on from, right? That, or we're talking about them having a hard time moving on, because the hangman coming out is like them waiting on you to make a choice here in terms of this relationship. So things are not moving forward in terms of like starting over, but there is definitely going to be some really direct communication between the two of you. For them, it may be like a harsh, blunt truth of, you know what? I don't know. I don't know that I can do this. Now, what I will say though is that there is the potential for that overall happiness here with the Nine of Cups. Absolutely, that's what they want. But I think for some of you, it took them a little bit too long to figure it out. That's kind of what I feel like here. There's definitely a connection with the Two of Cups. But for you looking at the world, it's like, maybe this is the right thing for me to do, especially if you're looking at the Eight of Cups. Because, what I feel like here is that for you, in order for there to be, order and control, so to speak, in terms of your love life, maybe it's time to move on from somebody who may be a little bit too, emotionally clingy or overly emotional. Because I'm telling you, it took them too long to figure out what the hell they wanted. And I don't think that you're being emotionally manipulated. I think that, with the Emperor being next to that, there's no way. There's just no way that that's happening. And I think that this is coming to them in a really hard way. But, right, like if you feel like that's something you need to do, then so be it, right? And this may be for some of you that may be looking at a relationship going, I don't know, should I leave? Should I stay? Should I leave? Should I stay? Right? I point out when it comes to this deck, when you're looking at these two, this is about getting back together. Getting back together with someone. When you're looking at the Three of Cups, this is happy. It's good. It's the healing of a broken heart. When you're looking at the Nine of Swords, this is difficulty in trying to get back together. There may be too many things that, have not been talked about, worked out, discussed. Because, right, it's not that it's a nightmare situation. It's just, there are things that are difficult when it comes to coming back together with them. But if you get over that, though, the Three of Cups would suggest that, yes, this is going to heal some issues for you. So I think that some of you may be looking at getting back together with somebody. Now, with the Chariot kicking this off, let me go back here. The Chariot, like I've always said, is the sneak attack. This is like somebody coming out of nowhere and wanting to take control over where a relationship is headed. It may have no direction here. And it may be because here with the Seven of Pentacles that somebody is just being lazy. And that may be where there was a breakup. Okay. But we'll clarify here. But it looks like somebody is, getting over that now with the Chariot being there. It's like, they're getting past that because you're having an encounter for sure. And that encounter may be because they can't let go of you, them, with the Nine of Pentacles here. But this is like, when you look at the Nine of Pentacles, this is about somebody who is getting involved in a relationship where somebody's not wanting to talk about it. We're doing things, but we're not really in a relationship, right? We're just having these moments, so to speak. But here, you're seriously considering getting back together with somebody here. Oh, there are some things that may not, go back to the way they were. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if somebody gets out of this lazy funk and starts coming back and trying to take control of this. They may be, with the Six of Swords, trying to like bridge the distance between you, so to speak. But this card, though, with this deck talks about like, being a little bit adventurous when it comes to, having sex. But traditionally, I kind of look at it as, this is somebody that is, wanting to, especially with the Chariot, bridge the gap, go the distance here, to get back to you, to try to make that connection where before they were a lazy motherfucker and didn't do anything. Okay? Now, when we're looking at, I swear to God, the shit I get from these. When when we're looking at the Nine of Pentacles, somebody is not really, you know, looking at this as a relationship, but somebody else is not being able, or they're not able to let go. But then at the same time, they're okay with little encounters here and there with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is about the encounter, right? And figuring things out by having those encounters with people, right? You know, is it something that's going to go further? Is it not? It doesn't matter because you're having an experience. The problem is with the Hierophant, this one talks about support, spiritual support for a relationship, right? But it's the Hierophant. You're talking about the traditional relationship, right? That's not really happening. And you, or the other person here, but I think it's more you, don't really want to get involved again because there are some things that just, you know, cannot be looked past, right? With death being there, the relationship has changed in a way where it can't go back to what it was. You may be trying to heal that broken heart, absolutely, with the Three of Cups being there. But, or that could be them trying to do this. But for you, this is like, you know, this is too difficult. This is too difficult to get back together. So with trust, this could go either way. This could be about you needing to trust that things have changed in terms of the relationship, right? And you're doing the right thing, or trust that by, you know, going, I don't know, I don't think I can do this, maybe it just needs to be over with, that you're doing the right thing, right? Like, you could go either way, you know. But I would say have trust in yourself. It's not so much that you need to have trust in somebody else, because I don't think that that's it, right? I think you're okay with having encounters here and there, but you know what? You had your chance. That's what I feel like looking at this. You had your chance to take control of where this relationship was going, but you didn't because you were a lazy bastard. Yeah, man, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, and again, right, like, I'm going to make this as clear as I possibly can. And this is not for everybody. Believe me, if things are good in your relationship, this is not for you. This is not something that's going to happen in your relationship, right? This is going to be for somebody who needs to hear this, who is having a really difficult time in their relationship, right? You may have a past life connection, but man, that past life connection, oh boy, is not enough for you, okay? Because I do feel like this is you. Now, coming into this, the Ten of Cups and the Three of Swords, this is somebody who's stepping out on their relationship because they're not happy. And somebody else is oblivious to this. And this is definitely a cheating scenario. But the thing is you may think that this person doesn't know, but they do, right? Or this is you, and you know what somebody else is doing. With the Six of Pentacles moving into the Moon, the reason why this is happening is because somebody feels like they're not having their fantasy fulfilled. And that's it. That's straight up what that is. With the Moon being there, this is fantasizing, wanting to live out fantasies. And believe me, they are doing that. They may not, you know, it's either they're not getting it from you or you're not getting it from them, but somebody is definitely stepping out in a relationship. Somebody thinks the other person doesn't know, but they do. And coming out here, when you're looking at the Knight of Swords, this is about conquering and giving into some indulgences here, right? You know, needing to live out some fantasies. But the problem is if somebody does know, it is going to lead to, you know, a relationship being completely over with. Now, on the other hand, right, because there's another way we can look at this. And this may be that you're dealing with somebody who may be a little bit too controlling in the relationship, looking at the Knight of Swords, and they're just not, you know, giving you the attention that you want. You know, you may be fantasizing about something else, and it may be something that, you know, you're thinking about getting involved with or already involved with, and it may lead to, you know, everything just ending, right? Like, oh boy. And then strength, right? The strength to kind of go through an ending, needing things to be over with or dealing with something ending in a painful way. Okay, so with the Five of Wands, right? Somebody is definitely looking in on another person's relationship here and keeping an eye on it. You know, this is either you or somebody else. It's almost like you know. Somebody knows somebody's doing something else. But the other person thinks that they don't know. They do. I'm telling you, they do. And they see what's happening here, right? But it's only because there is stagnation. When you're looking at Judgment, it's talking about clearing out the stagnation in a relationship, right? But with the Six of Pentacles and the Moon, it's not happening, right? You're not happy. You're not getting the attention that you want, right? You may be looking at things. Maybe it's time to just end this relationship and, or end a third party situation here, looking at what's coming out, because you're being asked to hold on to your inner strength here when it comes to dealing with a situation that you may not be doing, or you shouldn't be doing, I should say. Or, you're having to hold on to your inner strength because you're dealing with somebody who is domineering and they're doing this and you know about it. It's one or the other. You can flip the script on this. But if you feel like you're needing to end the situation, it's you needing to pull on your strength to do this, because you may be tired of dealing with a cheating motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I've been getting some pretty, unique shit, to say the least, when it comes to doing these on a general basis. But, this has got to be one of the rougher ones that I've seen, right? And again, I swear to God, I'll keep saying it. I can't express this enough. This is general. It's not going to be for all of you. If you are happy, it's not meant for you, okay? It is not meant for you.